This episode of Project Vibes is brought to you by Dakzky.com.
I don't like the preggy stuff. Although people have asked me about that if I wanted to put it on the game, and I said no. I personally don't like games that cater to this fetish. And I'm talking to you, Summertime Saga. Hey guys, how are you doing? I am Dakzky, and welcome to another episode of Project Vibes. And today I am doing it solo, no guest. I guess this will be a Bill Burr style kind of episode. You know, the comedian, he has his own podcast, and that's what he does. And he doesn't have any guest on his podcast. And so, yeah, I got the idea from there, and yeah, I wanna try it. Dummy me. Yeah, so yeah, I it's been a while since my last episode. I just needed to upload something. Otherwise, people would think that I quit this program. You know, usually it has a guest, but I had some priorities. I've been busy, and some of the guests had conflict with my schedule as well. So uh, some things didn't happen. So yeah, in case you are new to the channel, a little bit of background. I am an artist, animator, a not safe for work animator, and I also develop a game called Rogue Courier, and I'm about to release it in on Steam this year. So yeah, that's about me. I am a degenerate. So yeah, I've been busy with the commissions because Patreon is giving me a tough time at the moment. There's a lot of reasons to that, and I have to keep myself afloat. I have to do some freelances. I don't have a regular job, and if I have to stay on this space, I gotta do something. But yeah, it's pretty tough out there. Competition, it's saturated. The market is saturated. The algorithm is very selective, and it tends to push down the smaller creators. I've been on the space for a very long time now, like more than a decade. And I figured maybe my old audiences were gone now. Like they grow up, they move on with their lives, they find wives, a girlfriend, a job, or they travel the world and they didn't have time to consume my content anymore. you know, they matured. And I'm still a degenerate. I don't know, maybe that's one factor. And there's also inflation, which affected a lot of jobs, a lot of companies, and people are not making money as much anymore because the expenses are too high and they couldn't afford to support an artist like me like they used to. Or maybe they just burned out, you know, they got tired of the same shit that I'm making. But I'm not giving up. I mean, I love what I do, It's really a privilege, and not everyone is able to do this. The best thing to do now is to attract new audiences. I had to I have to produce something that will grab people's attention, you know, rock their socks off. uh, yeah, so right now I am working on a sequel of a piece, a hentai piece that I made a decade ago. It's called Photos for You. Yep, that's what I've been known for. That's what that's what put me on people's radar. And yeah, it's a sequel. The same characters, Yoruichi, Rangiku, and Haineko, but this time I'm adding a new character, which is Tifa Lockhart. You know, I gotta have her. She's an immortalized character, and she will be remembered for a very, very long time. She's gonna stay on our minds as long as games exist. That's what I think. Yeah, I got the idea a while ago because I had a bike accident, and while I was on recovery, I was thinking of what to do next. I was planning to do another episode of my series called Sword and Sheet, but then I figured, yeah, this is like a second chance for me. I mean, the universe could have deleted me, and I wouldn't be able to do a sequel. So yeah, I guess it took second degree bruises before I remember how much fun I had when I was producing that piece. And yeah, people kept asking me to produce a sequel after I released that, but apparently it was a commission and I didn't really want to do it like out of my own pocket. Couldn't do it just for the fun of it. It's very expensive to produce it, and yeah, so I moved on. I made a Patreon, and then I start developing Rogue Courier, and only this year that I finished the game and I'm free. And now I have a little Patreon money that comes in every month, and although it's very small, but I think it's good enough to produce a sequel. So good luck to me with that. This time it has 4 characters, so there's gonna be more block action there. You know, hopefully people get excited about it. Uh, get more clout, possibly grow my Patreon. uh, I don't know. It's a dumb plan, but it's a plan nonetheless. You know, bahala na. It means uh, whatever. It's up to the universe. So yeah, I just keep on doing this. Farm, farm, farm. You know, uh, don't wanna go back to my old job. I mean, it pays well, but I'm not happy there. I like it doing solo. I like the freedom, you know. Broke, but at least I feel fulfilled. I don't know. I guess I'm addicted to this already. It keeps the Dakzky going. Yeah, if all of a sudden this all goes away, it's gonna be sad for sure. So, moving on. Rogue Courier is looking good right now. We added a few things specifically for team. Uh, Hopefully, my programmer can finalize it in a week so we can start testing it. And yeah, it took a very long time to produce it, develop it. I mean, uh, there's a lot of things that happened. Somehow it survived, just like when Sneeko put himself in the ring with Sean Strickland. Yeah, he didn't get knocked out. So Rogue Courier is like that. It faced a lot of difficulties, and somehow I managed to keep it going. So what happened was I did a poll on Patreon asking people what should I focus on. And the majority of the votes were focused on Rogue Courier. So I did that, and somewhere along the development of it, we did something that people didn't like, and then the pledges went down. People left one by one. Perhaps they lost trust in us. Maybe they thought that we're never gonna finish the game. And because during that time, uh, influencers have been vocal about projects that are crowdfunded not getting done or finished, like failing to meet their promises. They were discouraging people, especially ongoing ones. So I guess we got caught up in it. And then the pandemic hit. Uh, it accelerated our downfall, and I had to rescue it. I came up with a new idea of adding Toro Toro in game, which is voted by the supporters, the patrons. They vote on characters that will be included in the game. So yeah, we recovered. I managed to keep it afloat, but this time with a new type of audience. Eventually, it became the main attraction, and people didn't care about Rogue Courier anymore. They care about the Toro Toro content. Now, the thing about it is, it eats up our time. We're working on Toro Toro on a regular basis when we could have spent that time developing the actual game, the main story. And we keep doing it for a while, and eventually we got burned out. It was exhausting, like a very vicious cycle. It affected my real life situation, and I've fallen into depression, and my programmer as well. He had problem with his girlfriend at the time. So development really went down to a crawl. So eventually I had to kill Toro Toro. It caused friction between me and my programmer because we were getting comfortable, but I gotta do it, you know. It was a hard decision to make, but yeah, I had to make a sacrifice just so we can dedicate more time to the game. And once we did that, we started losing the patrons. Yeah, we had to give up on the money just so we can regain our integrity. We don't have a lot of money now, but we finally fucking finished the game. And I'm happy about it. I don't regret my decision at all. And I'm very thankful for all the patrons who supported the game at any stage of the development, including the Toro Toro fans also, It it rescued the game despite being detrimental to our progress. All in all, it was a learning experience, a very long one at that. So, hopefully, when the game is out on Steam, we could earn some money from it. So, if you're listening, can you please support it? Because we need it. We need it to recuperate. So, anyway, with all the development experience, I learned a few things. Like, nothing stays the same, You cannot always expect people to be there for you. They could change their minds on a whim. And I was too naive to think that nothing could go wrong while I didn't know exactly what I'm doing. And yeah, ambition has a price. It was hubris on my part, you know. You can't go in on something with an attitude like whatever happens, happens. Uh, Things will turn out fine. Or as I'll take care of things. We have an expression for this. It's called bahala na. Yeah. But it doesn't work if you don't have a fuck it money. No. it's it's kind of funny because it's a play on words on my language. We used to use that word a lot, like pocket money. When you go to to school, you have something on your pocket, and then the word fuck it. So pocket money and fuck it money. But I digress. uh, so yeah, I keep pumping out content without thinking about it. Would have been fine if marketing is good, but I also suck at it. I have a very small network and not a very good communicator. Another challenge for me is Rogue Courier as a game is its own niche. Right now, visual novels dominates the market, so you know the game is hard to sell. RC is hard to sell, hard to make, and hard to sustain. I guess I was just crazy, you know. I can't say that RC, Rogue Courier RC, failed because for me, failure would be like never getting finished. But yeah, with all the things that have been said and done, it only benefited me, I guess. You know, I I had this character called Halina, and she's like my fantasy. I wanted to make a game because of her. And so yeah, the game is a reflection of my life, I guess. Living on the edge, just like Cowboy Bebop, Black Lagoon. And yeah, thankfully, I'm fulfilled now that it's done. I suppose I'm having post nut clarity right now, having crazy realizations. Yeah, I think what every creator or game developer or artist needs is mindfulness and balance. I've learned it the hard way. So, despite the nature of the content right now in the internet, like streamlined content, I think if you really want to stay long in the game is you have to be mindful and be balanced with yourself. You have to take it slow and don't do what I did. You have to start small. And yeah, I guess I'm not repeating my mistake with Rogue Courier. If ever I make a sequel of it, I'm gonna make it small, and I want to finish it within a year or two. Otherwise, I'm not doing it. Or if there's some crazy guy out there who wants to throw a shitload of money in front of me, well, I'll consider it. I guess I can afford a team with it, you know. Yeah, I'll take it. But unless that happens, yeah, I still go crazy with my future projects, but with restraint because I didn't have a line before. I didn't draw a line. So I went too far on myself. I thought I can do anything like some kind of a god, but I'm just another dumbass. So anyway, I really need to learn to sell myself. They say people follow content or personality. I don't know. I guess my content has its merits, but my personality, yeah, it's pretty much absent. I'm a recluse. I'm too afraid to expose myself because I know that I am unlikable, brash. I'm too cocky. I'm cocky, but problem is I'm no Andrew Tate or Donald Trump. I have no money, so I can't swagger like him because I don't know if it's just me, but I grew up in a place where you get to talk when you have something to show for it. Uh, People listen to you if they acknowledge your success, you know. And I still have nothing to back up my personality. I mean, I got some stuff made, but I don't know if people will acknowledge it as my success. I don't know. I'm also not exactly built for attention. I like it simple, living simple, minding my own business, no boss, no pressure. But life is unfair. Uh, you can't get everything you want. So, in my end, I still need to sell a piece of me if I want to keep doing what I'm doing. It's matter of survival. Oh, it's quite a dilemma. I know some people can relate. And yeah, I used to think good content is all that matters, but good is subjective. I don't know. Is my content good? Well, see. We'll see. When Rogue Courier is released on Steam, which is a real market, you know, maybe more success on Steam, maybe a total flop. Either way, I'm still happy because I created Halina. Yeah, let's talk about her a little more. She's a dream girl, you know. Nice body, nice face, free soul. You can take her anywhere. Like, nothing is holding her back, you know. She has no social circle, no family attachment. She's a clean state. Like, I don't know. She may have a past, but I don't think that matters for most men. I mean, at least for me, that's what I want. And she's submissive, but not a total pushover. I wish she can cook though. Uh, I didn't explore that or develop it in the game. I don't, and I don't like her getting pregnant though. You know, uh, knocking up is for normal people, for settlers, stable people, people who have wealth, wealthy, and I don't know if people know this or aware of it. You know, uh, the woman, the girl, she transforms into a vampire when the kids arrive. You know, all her attention to the man goes away. It's gone. It's always the kid, 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 kid. You know, it's always the kid. And the man becomes expendable. So what happens is the girl or the woman you love will suck the life out of you and give it to the kid. Yeah, it's true. Uh, Not a lot of people are talking about it, but it's real. It's real. It happens. Yeah. uh, Although I'm not saying that kids sucks, they are a source of joy themselves, but it's not for everyone. So when I fantasize with Halina, I don't like her getting preggy because the kid just ruins my immersion. I don't like the preggy stuff. Although people have asked me about that if I wanted to put it on the game, and I said no. I personally don't like games that cater to this fetish. And I'm talking to you, Summertime Saga. Yeah, this developer caters on preggy fetish. Impregnate multiple women and everything is somehow happy and dandy. Uh, I don't know. I can't process it. My brain gets fried. Yeah, but I played it. Then the preggy stuff, and I paid my pants. It ruined the game for me. It didn't make sense at all. Like the game makes you attached to some girls, but after you knock them out, you somehow don't have to care about the kid. Uh, Something's wrong with that. Like, hello, you're a father now. At least in the game, you know, you're a father now, and the game by design makes you forget about it. I know there was issues like they're having trouble with Patreon TOS, but at least they could make the player support the kid like actively. Uh, the kids don't necessarily need to show up in the game or on the screen. I mean, the player should be proactive regarding the matter because once you impregnate a girl in the game, you can't just forget it, you know? It's in your back of your mind. And it really bothered me. I think if they did that, it would still abide with Patreon TOS, but apparently the game has no money system in place. So great. You just move on to the next girl, rinse and repeat. So what ends up happening is the protagonist is a bad father. He's like it's like an animal, like a street cat or a street dog. Here we call street dog asong kalye. Aso means dog, kalye means street. So we shorten it to one word. It becomes askal, asong kalye. And then same thing for the street cat, pusang kalye. We call it pusang kalye. Pusa means cat and kalye means street. Then it becomes pusakal. Now, interestingly, askal and pusakal is also used as a derogatory term referring to a person who is a scumbag, which is played by you, the player, me, the player. And we become a scumbags as well. So that's what it felt like. I mean, the idea is pretty cool. It's like you're a fucking Chad. It's very admirable, but you're still a scumbag. Bad dad. Bad dad. I don't know. It seems the game is unintentionally training players to become bad dads, become a scumbag, an animal. I don't know. But this is not for me. So I have to stop playing it. I quit the game. But, credits to where credit is due. The game is successful. I'm pretty envious about them actually because they expose the dating market in the real world. I know how it is. It sucks. Most women have unrealistic standards, so men settles on games like this. And I personally don't want to exploit this vulnerability on some men. I mean, I'm willing to consider exploiting other things, but not procreation, man. I think procreation is the most important natural urges we have. It's primal. It's kind of sacred if you think about it. So it's a bad idea tampering with it through games. You know, I'm a developer myself, so I am influencing the man or the player at some level, and I don't want to do that to them. I don't want to do that because I'm one of them. If if by some reason I wanted to add I needed to add reggae fetish in a game, it has to have all the baggage, you know. It has to go all in with the idea. Otherwise, I'm just training people to become bad dads, animals. It kind of normalizes it. And it's a bad design. Getting girls pregnant in a game without consequence and conclusion is unfulfilling, man. Summertime Saga reminds me of a hooker that I met a very long time ago. She's a fucking goddess, man. But she won't let me fuck her all the way. She wants it halfway only. Something like that because it hurts her. Like she's not used to my length. I don't know if it's just a drama or you know I'm really not that big, you know. I'm mine is average. So don't get any ideas, okay? So yeah, she didn't want me to fuck her all the way. uh I should have stopped booking her, but my dumb ass, you know, booked her 5 more times because she's just that hot, man. And to this day, I still fantasize about that hooker. But my point is, you know, Summertime Saga is like that. It's like that hooker that I met. It's so good, but it went beyond a harem game. Meanwhile, it meets the player halfway only with the pregnant fetishes. I mean, if you want to get a girl pregnant, you know, the ultimate conclusion of that is you guys have kids, right? So didn't happen in the game. It's like they disappeared, and that is by design, and I call that bad design. But it is what it is. I have nothing against dark cookie games, but this is my experience, my 2 cents. Congratulations on his success. He's still going strong, you know. But yeah, I guess people can also get critical with my game. I certainly didn't go all the way on certain parts or certain aspects of the game, certain characters, details. But you know, my game doesn't get that kind of money. My hands are tied, you know. Thing is, his game started off with no no pregnant fetish. Then people came to him asking for it, and he gave in. getting that big. So getting that big uh, has a certain amount of influence, and it offers men to play a fantasy of becoming a scumbag. Yeah, I can understand how appealing this is for most men who is disillusioned in the real life dating market. Like he can channel all of his frustration into a game. He has an outlet and can just go wild, which could be healthy, maybe. But I think what it also does is making the player's brain rewire itself. You know, pumping out kids in game and not care because becomes normal on the user's mind, which kinda reminds me of socialist policies. The government gives away the money to women so that women don't have to keep a man in the household. The government essentially becomes the new daddy, and it takes care of the kids, and men would go running around becoming scumbags because they just forget about the kids. Meanwhile, single mom is just normal now, even glorified. I don't know. I'm personally not a fan of that. It sucks because I came from that kind of upbringing. Now, Summertime Saga by design also takes care of the kids. It becomes the daddy. The girls in game are essentially like single moms, and the protagonist is a complete scumbag. He just come and go whenever he likes. It's just too similar to real life. It's weird. It's like a parallel new universe. Yeah, come to think of it. Hmm. Is it possible that Summertime Saga is a government psyop? Hmm? You wonder, huh? I don't know, like a CIA program operating in secret. No wonder the game is so successful because they have all the backing. Like, yeah, yeah, push that, or the algorithm push it up, push it up, you know. Or I'm just being stupid. This could be just a big coincidence. Now, I want to compare the protagonist in my game. His name is Kuya, and he's guilty of such degeneracy as well. He jumps from one girl to another, and he's a bigger asshole than Summertime Saga's protagonist. But the thing is, Kuya don't leave messages like that. Kuya is matured, and I didn't build it in the game. Yeah, they say people likes characters that is relatable, and sadly, I think Kuya is not relatable in the sense that most of the audience play games to escape real life, worry free. So to behave like kids again. And Kuya being this mature is too much for them. He sucks in their eyes. So Kuya, I mean Rogue Courier is a too matured game for most audiences. Players couldn't relate. So yeah, probably a good reason it didn't get more attention. I suppose I am not degenerate enough. So I don't know. I guess the question is, if I want to be successful, how far should I go? I don't know. Time will tell. Maybe in the future, I go apeshit and make even crazier content than anyone else. All in good time. So yeah, I've said a lot already. And this is what I meant when I said that I'm not a likable person. I might be stirring up drama by doing this, but hey, I just didn't like the game, okay? I don't like Summertime Saga. If you like it, then I'm happy for you. You secret scumbag, you askal, you pusakal. Yeah, I'm just teasing you, people. Don't take it too seriously, okay? Don't be, don't be mad in the comments. You know. So yeah, I guess I said too much. It's getting long already. That's it for now, and I gotta get back to work. I just wanted to upload something, to keep to let people know that Project Vibes will still continue. Although I don't have a regular schedule, but I will still upload new episodes from time to time. And if I bring a guest, then good. And since I'm doing this episode billboard style, how about I take in emails as well? You know, uh, ask me anything, whether art related, animation, game development, or sex, dating, anything under the sun, you know, even relationship stuff. I'll have fun with those. I'll read it. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.